This is YouTube streaming, so it's going to any class that chooses to tune into us. And if there's anybody that couldn't be here that you know of, we can send this YouTube link to email it to you so your husband can watch it when he gets home or something. So just let us know. We need your email address. Okay.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Shelton Geography Meeting. So I have a list of rules that I'd like to go over first, and then we will begin our meeting. Welcome to Shelton Elementary's National Geographic Bee Final Competition. A huge round of applause for all participants and for those who reached today's final. And just so you know, we did it a little differently this year. It's usually a nighttime event, but instead we had 4th, 5th, and 6th grade all take the same preliminary questioning. There was 30 questions that each of them had to answer. And so we took the top scores from those 30 questions. So these are our finalists from 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. So they do deserve a round of applause. And today we will determine our school champion. And that student will have the opportunity to advance to the next level of competition. The national champion wins a $50,000 scholarship from National Geographic and a prize trip. Before we begin, I would like to ask everyone in the room to turn off all electronic devices. The audience may not record the school bee in any form, and any activity that could be distracting to the contestants is not permitted. Today's competition will consist of 2 warm-up or practice rounds, a final round, and a championship round. Final round questions will reduce the number of contestants to 2. And these 2 finalists will then compete in the championship round. In the final round, a contestant is eliminated after answering 2 questions incorrectly. I will begin each series of questions with the same student. If this student has been eliminated, questioning will begin with the next available student. After each student on stage has responded to a question in a series, those who gave their second incorrect answer will be excused from the stage unless all are eliminated. If this happens, those students who gave their second incorrect answer during that series will continue to receive final round questions until 2 finalists and a 3rd place winner are determined. If only 1 student remains after a series of questions, that student automatically becomes one of the finalists and will be asked no more questions. Those students who gave their second incorrect answer during that series will continue to receive questions until the 2nd finalist and 3rd place winner are determined. The procedures will change for the championship round. I will announce those procedures at the time. Other rules remain the same as those that were followed in the preliminary competition. And as a reminder, you will have 15 seconds to answer, and you must start to give your answer before the time limit is up. You may interrupt the final competition only twice to have either a question repeated or a word spelled. Also, remember to listen carefully to each question and use correct geographic terminology in your answers. For example, do not use Holland as a synonym for the country Netherlands, and do not use England for the country United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, as England is a political division. Give present-day names unless the question involves history, and other names would be correct in the context of the question. As the bee is conducted in English, wherever possible, conventional English place names are used. Shortened forms of country names are acceptable, such as United Kingdom, Great Britain, or Britain for United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. You will not be penalized for inaccurate pronunciations or spellings so long as it can be determined that you know the correct answer. Bee questions follow the National Geographic Society's policy of recognizing Europe and Asia as 2 continents. Oceania is considered a region rather than a continent, and it will not be accepted as a correct answer for the continent of Australia. In addition, the National Geographic Society recognizes 4 oceans: Arctic, Atlantic, Indian, and Pacific. All information was current at the time the bee questions were finalized in September 2017. and the rulings of the judge are final. And good luck. So we're going to start by each student coming up to the microphone, introducing themselves just to get some of the jitters out.
Hi, I'm Miles Allen. I'm in 6th grade and I'm in Mr. Johnson's class.
Hi, my name is Marwa. I'm in 6th grade in Miss Schwinn's class.
Hi, my name is Casey. I'm in 6th grade, Mrs. Schwinn's class.
Hi, my name is Luke. I'm also in 6th grade in Miss McGee's class.
Hi, my name is Sam. I'm in 4th grade in Miss Jordan's class.
Hello, my name is Ben Cohen. I am in Miss Carey's class in 4th grade.
I'm Max. I'm in Miss Erickson's class, 5th grade.
Hi, I'm Dean, and I'm in Miss Cole's class in 5th grade.
Hi, my name's Aubrey, and I'm in Miss Cole's class, 5th grade.
Hi, I'm Anya. I'm in Miss Erickson's class, 5th grade.
Hi, my name is Reed Greer. I'm in Miss Erickson's class in 5th grade.
Hi, my name is Kohei. I'm in the 6th grade in Miss McGee's class.
Hello, I'm Jordan, and I am in 4th grade in Miss Polk's class.
Okay, thank you, participants. We are going to start with practice round number 1. Remember, this is just a warm-up, so let's start with Miles. The Painted Desert is located near Flagstaff in which state? North Dakota or Arizona?
Arizona.
That is correct. Marwa, which state borders Lake Erie? Nevada or Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania.
That is correct. Casey, the Mojave National Preserve is located in a desert in which state? California or Mississippi?
California.
That is correct. Luke, a large section of the Ogallala Aquifer lies between, let's start over. A large section of the Ogallala Aquifer lies beneath the Great Plains in which state? Virginia or Nebraska?
Nebraska.
That is correct. Sam, which state is drained by the Arkansas and Red Rivers? Pennsylvania or Oklahoma?
Oklahoma.
That is correct. Ben, which state includes part of the Great Appalachian Valley? Tennessee or Louisiana?
Tennessee.
That is correct. Max, which state borders the Canadian province of Quebec? Vermont or Missouri?
Can you repeat the question?
Which state borders the Canadian province of Quebec? Vermont or Missouri?
Missouri.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Vermont. Dean, Casco Bay, an inlet of the Atlantic Ocean, is located in which state? Kentucky or Maine?
Maine.
That is correct. Aubrey, a hurricane is more likely to make landfall in which state? Georgia or South Dakota?
South Dakota.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Georgia. Anya, the Continental Divide, also known as the Great Divide, crosses which state? Oklahoma or Wyoming?
Wyoming.
That is correct. Reed, which state includes White Sands National Monument? New Mexico or Vermont?
New Mexico.
That is correct. Kohei, the Klondike Gold Rush National Historic Park is located in which state? Alaska or Wisconsin?
Alaska.
That is correct. Jordan, Mount Jackson, a peak in Glacier National Park, is located in which state? Montana or Iowa?
Montana.
That is correct. Okay, that is the end of our practice round 1. We're going on to practice round 2. Miles? Sociable weavers build nests that can house up to 500 birds. These birds live in Namibia and Botswana on which continent?
Africa.
That is correct. A giant anteater flicks its tongue in and out of its mouth up to 150 times per minute. Giant anteaters can be found from Guyana to Paraguay on which continent?
South America.
That is correct. A scientist in Mexico has developed the technology to create glow-in-the-dark sidewalks. Mexico is located on which continent?
North America.
That is correct. A hotel straddling the border of France and Switzerland lets you sleep with your head in one country and your feet in the other. This hotel is located near Lake Geneva on which continent?
Europe.
That is correct. Most kangaroos are left-handed. This includes eastern gray kangaroos that live near the Great Dividing Range on which continent?
Australia.
That is correct. In Taiwan, it's trendy to get your dog's fur groomed into geometric shapes. Taiwan is an island located off the coast of which continent that is crossed by the Himalaya?
Asia.
That is correct. An Italian man piled 121 scoops of ice cream onto one cone. He lives in the Alps mountain range on which continent?
South America.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Europe. In 2017, a 70-year-old woman ran 7 marathons on 7 continents in 7 days. Her last race was on King George Island, off the coast of which continent that includes the Larsen Ice Shelf?
Antarctica.
That is correct. The Great Wall of China is held together partly by sticky rice. China is located on which continent?
Asia.
That is correct. It could take more than 300 years to discover all the species of trees in the Amazon rainforest. The Amazon rainforest is located largely in Brazil on which continent?
South America.
That is correct. The manchineel tree is so toxic that even standing under it in rainy weather is dangerous. This tree can be found growing in the swamps of Florida's Everglades National Park on which continent?
North America.
That is correct. Gorillas sometimes sing happy songs when they eat. Gorillas can be found in Gabon and Equatorial Guinea on which continent?
Africa.
That is correct. There is a hedgehog cafe in Tokyo, Japan, where customers can cuddle with the prickly pets while they eat. Japan is located off the coast of which continent?
Asia.
That is correct. Warmed up? Okay.
Yes.
So now we will begin the final round of the competition. The first set of questions is about the United States and will require oral answers. Each of you will answer a different question. You will have 15 seconds to give me your answer. Okay, Miles, let's start with you. Trade winds often create clouds just below the summit of Haleakala crater in which state?
Hawaii.
That is correct. Delaware Bay separates the state of Delaware from which state to the northeast?
May you please repeat the question?
Delaware Bay separates the state of Delaware from which state to the northeast?
North Carolina.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is New Jersey. A densely populated region is located between the cities of Provo and Ogden in which state?
Illinois.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Utah. The Catskill Mountains are bounded by the valleys of the Mohawk and Hudson Rivers in which state?
Can you please repeat the question?
The Catskill Mountains are bounded by the valleys of the Mohawk and Hudson Rivers in which state?
Michigan.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is New York. Jackson Lake, located in Grand Teton National Park, is in what state?
Wyoming.
That is correct. The Savannah River forms part of the border between Georgia and what other state?
Alabama.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is South Carolina. Carson National Forest, with its ruins of adobe buildings, can be found near the Rio Grande and the city of Taos in which state?
Arizona.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is New Mexico. Petroleum refining was an important industry for the economic development of the city of Tulsa in which state?
Oklahoma.
That is correct. Lake Champlain and the Green Mountains are popular recreation areas in which state that borders New York and Canada?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Lake Champlain and the Green Mountains are popular recreation areas in what state that borders New York and Canada?
Maryland.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Vermont. Cumberland Gap, a mountain pass in the Appalachians, lie near the juncture of Kentucky, Tennessee, and what other state?
Pennsylvania.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Virginia. The Wright Brothers National Memorial is located along the Albemarle Sound in which Atlantic coastal state?
Can you repeat the question?
The Wright Brothers National Memorial is located along the Albemarle Sound in which Atlantic coastal state?
New York.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is North Carolina. The St. Croix River defines part of Wisconsin's border with which other state?
North Carolina.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Minnesota. The Bighorn Mountains stretch from central Wyoming north into what neighboring state?
Can you repeat the question?
The Bighorn Mountains stretch from central Wyoming north into what neighboring state?
South Carolina.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Montana. And that concludes round one. As you can see, these questions are difficult questions, and I'm sure many of the people in our audience were guessing at the answers themselves. So now we're on to round two. Miles? Oh, I'm sorry. Miles, go back. It's a whole group response. Hold on. Hang on 1 second. Have a seat. So in round two, all right, you can pick up your clipboards. Go ahead. In round two, all of you will respond to the next question by writing an answer on the paper provided to you. Remember that I want you to put your answers on the second sheet using the first sheet as a cover sheet. You will have 15 seconds to write your answer. And when Mr. Taylor calls time, put down your markers, and I will ask you one by one to hold up your answers. When I call on you, please read your answer out loud. You will not be penalized for inaccurate pronunciations or spellings so long as it can be determined that you know the correct answer. I will give the correct answer after all the answers have been given. Please keep your answers visible until the scorekeeper has recorded the scores. I will read this question twice, so you may not ask for another repeat, and the timing will not start until I am finished repeating the question for a second time. The question is, last August, a total solar eclipse that crossed the United States from west to east was first visible in which state that borders California? Last August, a total solar eclipse that crossed the United States from west to east was first visible in which state that borders California?
Time.
Okay, put your markers and your pens. You hold them in your lap. Miles, can you show your answer? Say your answer too.
Oregon.
Okay. Mara?
Nevada.
So, guys, I want you to flip it and hold it. Keep the answers visible. Okay, just flip the page all the way over. There you go. Okay, Luke?
Nevada. Nevada.
Ben?
Nevada. Oregon. 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 Nevada.
Okay, so you need to keep your answers visible because now the scorekeepers are going to mark correct or incorrect. The correct answer is the state that borders California is Oregon. Keep your answers visible, please.
classes. Jordan, can you read that to me? Thank you.
Let me know when you're ready. You ready? Okay.
Can you do that?
No, you can do it. I'm just going to explain. So that is the end of our second round. So those students who have missed their second incorrect answer, Ms. McLean will be calling your names. Again, we want to thank you for your participation. And we also want to remind the rest of the audience that these are very difficult questions.
So thank you to these participants, and I'm going to dismiss them at this time. Yeah, we'll put the clipboards underneath. Thank you to Marla. Thank you to Casey. Thank you to Luke. Thank you to Ben. Thank you to Max. Thank you to Reed. And thank you to Jordan. Let's give them a round. We're ready now for round 3.
So keep your clipboards. Yeah, keep that one for a cover sheet.
Do you want to spread anybody out? Chair.
Oh, that's a good idea.
How about Dean? I'm gonna sit around, Sam, why don't you scoot one over? And then Aubrey, there you go. Anya. oh, wait,
We're doing every
there you
other
go.
Anya.
Okay. Good, okay.
Round 3, once again, each of you will respond to the next question by writing your answer on the sheet of paper provided to you. When Mr. Taylor calls time, put down your markers and hold up your answers. And as before, I will wait to give the correct answer until all the answers have been given. I will read this question twice, so you may not ask for another repeat. And the question is, the El Yunque National Forest is the only tropical rainforest in the United States National Forest System. This rainforest is on which U.S.-controlled island in the Greater Antilles? El Yunque National Forest is the only tropical rainforest in the U.S. National Forest System. This rainforest is on which U.S.-controlled island in the Greater Antilles?
Time.
Okay, we're going to start with Miles. Please show your answer and say your answer, please.
Puerto Rico. Cuba.
New Mexico. Puerto Rico. Cuba.
The correct answer is Puerto Rico.
Please show your answers so we can see it and hold them up. No, I can't see it. So thank you for your participation. We need to dismiss and excuse Sam. Thank you to Aubrey. Thank you to Kohei.
Give them a round of applause, please. Okay, I'm going to have you guys, Miles, scoot a little bit further over. And the next question involves a map. So we are going to hand out a map to the 3 contestants, and then I will also show the map up on the projector for our audience. You guys can take a minute to study the map while I get this ready.
Here it is.
Okay, in round 4, each of our participants have a map of the U.S. interstate highways. Each of you in turn will use the information on the map to answer your question. I will give all of you a moment now to look at your maps. And when it is your turn, please look at your map while I read your question. You will have 15 seconds to answer. Miles? Yeah, come on up. Starting in St. Louis, Missouri, and you can look at your map. Starting in St. Louis, Missouri, if you travel on I-70 West, you will enter another large metropolitan area before crossing into which neighboring state?
Kansas.
That is correct. Come on up to you. Okay, starting in Seattle, Washington, if you travel on I-90 East, you will reach the panhandle of what state?
Idaho.
That is correct. Starting in San Antonio, Texas, if you travel on I-10 East, you will cross into what state before reaching the Atchafalaya Basin?
Louisiana.
That is correct. going to turn that off.
You guys can put the maps down. That's it. Just one map.
Okay. Oop. We are on to round 5, Miles. The Gila River flows west from New Mexico across which state before joining the Colorado River?
Arizona.
That is correct. Cherry production is an important economic activity near Grand Traverse Bay on the Lower Peninsula in which state?
Florida.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Michigan. A large lake called the Salton Sea is located near the Imperial Valley in which state?
Utah.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is California. So Miles automatically enters the championship round, and we will not ask Miles any further questions. So the next questioning will be with Dean and Anya. And the first one to get an incorrect while the other gets a correct answer will then leave the podium, the stage. Okay. Hey, Dean, come on up. A gold rush in the early 1900s temporarily made Fairbanks the largest city in which state?
Alaska.
That is correct. The Pearl River forms part of the border between Louisiana and what other state?
Can you repeat the question, please?
The Pearl River forms part of the border between Louisiana and what other state?
Oklahoma.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Mississippi. Thank you. Well, that concludes this round. And Anya, we're going to ask you to leave the stage. That was your second incorrect answer. Thank you very much. And congratulations to our 2 participants in the championship round. But congratulations to our 2 finalists. You will now compete in the championship round. You will be completing with a clean slate. The championship round consists of 3 questions. I will ask both of you the same question at the same time, and you will have 15 seconds to write your answers. And when Mr. Taylor calls time, you will put down your markers and hold up your answers. And I will ask each of you in turn to read your answer out loud. I will wait to give the correct answer until both answers have been read. Whoever correctly answers the most questions in the set of 3 will be the school champion. As before, you will not be penalized for incorrect pronunciations or spellings as long as it can be determined that you know the correct answer. If there is a tie after the set of 3 questions, I will explain the tiebreaker procedure. I will read each question twice, so you may not ask for another repeat or spelling. Listen carefully before writing your answers. But before we start, I want to make sure you have enough paper on your clipboards. So okay, grab some from the other clipboards then. You should have at least 3 extra papers underneath your cover sheet. Ready? Question number 1. Iowa and Missouri both share long boundaries with what other state on the Mississippi River? Iowa and Missouri both share long boundaries with what other state on the Mississippi River?
Time.
Wait, sorry, put your marker down.
Nebraska, Tennessee.
Hang on one second, guys. The correct answer is Illinois. Okay, let's go on to question number 2. Amelia Earhart went missing in 1937 while attempting to fly around the world with her navigator, Fred Noonan. National Geographic is sponsoring an expedition to search for the crash site of Nikomororo Island. Actually, it's Nikomororo Island. Nikomororo Island is part of the Kiribati, located in what ocean? I repeat that question. Amelia Earhart went missing in 1937 while attempting to fly around the world with her navigator, Fred Noonan. National Geographic is sponsoring an expedition to search for the crash site at Nikomororo Island. Nikomororo Island is part of the Kiribati, located in what ocean?
Time.
Miles?
Pacific Ocean. Atlantic Ocean.
The correct answer is the Pacific Ocean. Okay, question number 3. Number 3, the Seikon Tunnel connects the island of Hokkaido with what other Japanese island? The Seikon Tunnel connects the island of Hokkaido with what other Japanese island?
Time.
Miles?
Honshu. Ohio.
The correct answer is Honshu. So I believe that Miles answered the most questions correct. I want to give a round of applause to Dean. Good job, Dean. Really hard questions. And I also want to give a really round of applause to Miles, who is our winner 3 years in a row. Miles, come on up here, Miles. Miles, oh, over there. Not here. He's very literal. Miles will be taking an online examination to qualify for the State B, which he did last year. And if he qualifies on the online test, then the State B will be held April 6th. So we look forward to Miles going on to the State B for a 2nd year in a row. Congratulations. Medal. His medal. And thank you all for coming. Thank you for your participation. Yeah, those of you, we have participation certificates for those of you who were in the contest. Stop.